Hi and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I've never spoke about this on my channel, so you probably don't know this about me, but when I left school I didn't go straight into doing an equine college course. I actually went to Barnsley College just to study fashion. However, halfway through the course I realised that I really wanted to work with horses and that I wanted to do sewing and fashion as kind of a hobby instead of a career. So I changed over, but I still had a passion for fashion. That sounds really... that was so cringe, but you know what I mean. Perhaps passion for fashion. Anyway, but I've just really not got into it. I've not really done anything fashion related. A lot of people in my family sew, that sort of thing, and I just thought I should get back into it because I was looking at country clothing, like gilets, like shuffle gilets and that sort of thing. They're so expensive, like £100. And I thought I could probably make something like that. So I got the sewing machine out and I bought some pattern pieces. I ordered them off Amazon. I thought I'd document the process and just do a little sew with me kind of video so you could make your own if you wanted to or whatever. Also, stay tuned to the end and watch the whole entire video because I've got some exciting news that you can probably tell by the title. So I'll be announcing it at the end of the video, so please stick around and watch the whole video. Don't just skip to the end because this video has taken me weeks upon weeks to make. It took a lot of planning and a lot of time and effort, and I'm really happy with the outcome. So, roll the video. So to practice and make sure that it fit correctly, I made a toile out of an old bed sheet. So in this I'm just cutting up one side of the bed sheet and folding it in half. I then got all the pattern pieces out that were a size 8 as I was making the gilet to fit me, and I laid them out in the most effective way possible to reduce the amount of fabric being used. Once they'd been laid down in the most effective way, I pinned them down, making sure that they weren't moving or changing. I then added a 1cm seam allowance around all the edges that would be sewn. I then used fabric scissors to cut along the pencil line of the seam allowance, making sure to keep the pattern pieces in the fabric flat so that it cut correctly. Apparently this is a running theme in my videos. My dog likes to be the star of the show, so if you can see a fluffy little thing running past while you're watching this, it's my dog. Once I'd finished cutting all the pattern pieces out, I cut in the notches and marked the wrong sides. Also, I forgot that I needed 2 collars, so I did that as well. After staring at the instructions for longer than I care to admit, I realised that the gilet didn't have pockets, but I wanted to add some. So in my brain in this, I'm still trying to figure out where the pockets need to be as the pattern pieces didn't have any. Eventually I figured it out and I sewed the pockets onto the front and the side front and then repeated it for the... Once I'd done that, I pinned the side backs and the back together and then I sewed along these lines at 1 centimetre. I then pinned the front and the back pieces together at the side and the shoulder, and then I sewed them together at 1 centimetre. This is what it looked like at that point. Please ignore the mess. It took me a very long time to film this. I then sewed the hem and the collar, but I didn't film this because it took me so many times to redo it, so the clip would have been 4 hours long. This is me trying it on when I just pinned the zip on just to see how it fit and anything that I needed to change. From trying it on, I realised that the collar needed to be shorter and the pockets needed to be higher, so I altered this on the pattern pieces and I made a note of it. Once I was happy with how the toile looked, I laid out the fleece fabric that I would be using for my gilet and laid out all the pattern pieces the same way that I did on the toile. When I was happy with where they were, I pinned them down and I used chalk to go around the 1cm seam allowance. I did this as it's more visible and you can also easily remove it. Like I did with the toile, I used fabric scissors and cut along the seam allowance, making sure that the pattern pieces were flat so that they didn't move. As the fabric was very thick, I struggled to pin the further pieces on, so I had to cut the first 2 pieces out and then pin them on correctly. I made sure to weigh them down before cutting the other pieces out so that it didn't move and they were still on the straight of grain. This time I remembered that I needed a second collar, so I repeated the same steps with the other pattern pieces as I did with the collar. I also remembered that I needed 4 pockets instead of 2, like the original pattern pieces said, so I cut out another layer of pockets. There was black thread in the machine as I'd been doing alterations for my mum's friends, so I had to change that to the green. This time I decided to start by sewing the back piece to the side back pieces as this was easier. So I pinned it together, making sure that the notches matched, and then I sewed it at 1cm. I then realised that I forgot to mark the notch on the pattern pieces where the pockets would go, so I pinned the side front onto the front and then marked out where the hem would go and how far up that I wanted the pockets, as I remembered that I wanted them higher than in the toile. I eventually decided that I wanted the pockets to be 4cm up from the hem, so I placed the pockets there and then marked where the notch would be and cut into it so that I could make sure that all the pockets were aligned correctly. I then repeated this to the other side and then pinned the pockets on to all of the pieces. Once I had all of the pockets attached to the 4 pieces, I just sewed down at 1cm to make sure that the pockets were aligned correctly. I then laid out the pattern pieces on the right sides together, making sure that the pockets were correct and matching the notches. I pinned them together at 1cm so that I could sew straight down the side, through the pocket and then down the side again, leaving a gap to where the pocket opening would be. I then sewed this together at 1cm and repeated for the other front pieces. I then pressed all of the seams to give it a nice finish. So I was happy with how all of this looked. I pinned the front pieces to the back pieces at the side and at the shoulder. And then I sewed at 1cm again. For the collar, I attached them right sides together and I sewed along the side that was opposite to the notch side. I then turned up one side by 1 centimetre and sewed it to the neck hole. Left the collar at that point as that's what it said to do in the instructions and moved on to the hem. So I marked with chalk 1.5 centimetres up, I pinned it and that's when I sewed it. Once that bit was sewn, I folded it up again so that the hem would be a double hem and would be 3 centimetres. Now we're on to the tricky part, the zip. So I used my chalk and I marked out 1 centimetre so that I could fold it back and the raw edge wouldn't be showing. I then pinned the zip on, making sure to fold the fabric back so that it had a nice edge. The zip I used was a separating zip, which meant that obviously the gilet could be taken off like a proper jacket. So I separated the zip and pinned one side to one side and then the other side to the other, making sure to fold the fabric back again. Then sewed down the zip using my normal presser foot as I couldn't find a zipper foot, but it actually worked fine. This was really hard at the beginning because where the hem is, it had to go through 4 pieces of this fabric and it's a thick fabric anyway, but I managed it. You've just got to do it quick enough. My explaining for how I sewed the collar might not be very good as I've really struggled to figure it out myself and had to redo it 100 times. But the piece that you folded back by 1 centimetre, you then attach that to the inside of the gilet, making sure that you sew down the bit where you sewed the collar to the neck hole, if that makes any sense. To sew the collar, I sewed it in a rectangular shape to make sure that all the edges were sewed together and the collar was attached to the zip on both sides. For the armholes, as there were no sleeves, I simply just chalked out 1 centimetre, turned them inside out and sewed them at 1 centimetre and then ironed them to finish the edge inside. To finish the look, I decided to make a scrunchie out of the same fabric. If you'd like to see how I did this, then let me know down below and I'll make a separate video. Now let's look at the final reveal. So that's it, that's the video. You've seen the finished products and how I've made it. I'm going to link the pattern pieces down below just in case you decide that you want to make your own at home. So now for the exciting news, the giveaway. So when I reach 100 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away the gilet that I've made. Not my one, I'm going to make one perfectly suited for the person whoever wins it, as I can make it from a size 8 to a size 18. So I'm going to leave the instructions on how to enter the giveaway down below, but I'll just briefly tell you. So share this video so that when I get to 100 subscribers I'll announce the winner. Follow me on Instagram, I'll leave the link down below and put my username down there. Subscribe to my channel and like this video, and then when you've done all that, comment down below in the comments, just done, and then I'll pick a winner from there. So yeah, if you want to win this gilet, then get involved, and when I get to 100 subscribers I'll be giving it away, just a little give back, because I'm really overwhelmed with how well this is going and I just want to keep at it. And I know it's really expensive for some people to buy clothes like this, so it won't be perfect. As you can see, mine's not. I'm not the best sewer in the world, but I've put a lot of love and passion into it. So if you want to win, then please follow the steps that I've just explained and the ones down below. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.